Hello everyone, so in this video, let's talk about the problem number 777, problem named swap adjacent in LR string. So you're given that in a string S composed of L, R and X characters like this, you are given some string with L, R and X characters like this. A move consists of either replacing one occurrence of XL with LX or replacing one occurrence of RX to XR. Given the starting string S and the ending string result, return true if we can convert the starting string to the ending string. Okay, cool. So let's first understand the problem, make it more easy for you to understand, and then we'll move down to the solution and how you can approach it. Also, for any problem, try to write down as many examples. Try to always take a pen and paper. I always do that. So what you can do is first see that okay, you have L and R in some example and L, R and X. What actually is end up happening is that what a move is. You're converting XL to LX. So which means that you are actually, because it is left, which means that you are taking this character to the left hand side. So XL is converted to LX, which means that you are actually shifting like L to the left hand side. So which means that let's assume it is XXL. So you can take this, which is XL, make it XLX, because this can be swapped, which means that L can jump over an X. You can visualize that more easily. So it can become XLX. It has jumped because XL can become LX. Now again, this can become also XL and it can also jump like this, which means that L can jump over these X's to the left hand side, whatever it needs to, and same goes to the R, but R now jumps to the right hand side. So which means that X are just fillers and L and R has to rearrange themselves to the final positions such that L can jump to the left hand side and R can jump to the right hand side. That's the overall problem. Now you have to somehow make these land to the position that it is required. So which means that you have to somehow know, like you have to keep on jumping them to reach the final position. Now the length of them are either same. If the length of them are same, which I think so should be given to you in the example or actually in the constraints, so that is fine. So if the length are same, then let's take some examples. Let's assume that I have some x's and then there's some L. There's some X also, like two X's, and there's some L, something like this. So three, four, five elements. Which means that if I want to convert this to this, it can easily convert because it can jump two positions to the left hand side. It can come here. Which means that I have to find out. I can keep on going to the left hand side. So I can do, let's assume, two pointers now, because I have to now, like you can keep on visualizing like what you can do. You can see that easily that I have to somehow, I can do, if I take two pointers, I can skip these X and land down to the first non-X character. Okay, now if this non-X character, this I and J, you can say, if this element, I have to convert this string to this string, which means that this L can jump back. So if this I for a certain L, so I will keep on doing, let's assume I will take two pointers I and J. For X, I will keep on going to the left hand side until I find out a non-X character. If they should be same, because they should be same. And if they are same, then if it is an L, this ith character should be larger than, like it should be in the higher position to this character. Because if this happens, let's assume that, I'll take one example also. Let's assume that if this happens and I want to convert it to this, can this happen? Can I convert to this? No, because I cannot jump L to the right hand side, because for this I have to jump and bring L to the right hand side. No. So which means that I can only bring L to the left hand side. So which means that I need to first find out the very non-X character. I can do a while loop. Find out the non-X character, they should be same. And the ith character, if it is L, it should be more right to this character. And if it is R, it should be more left to this character. If they are on the same position, that is fine. If it is not, it is bad. And I will keep on doing again. Now, if let's assume, I think so. Now you've got some idea. So let's take one last example. Let's assume it is XX and then L, and then XX maybe R, and some XX. Now it has X, then you have L, X, X, something, some more X's, and then you have R, which means that I'll take 2 pointers I and J. I will take this, find out the very first position of the very non-X character, that is this, move my I to here, move my J to this position. So I can do a while loop until I find out a non-X character in this particular string. They should be now same, and this I should be greater than equal to this J, which means because if it is greater than equal to, because then I can bring this to this position, that is fine. If it is fine, I can now move both my I and J to the next position, that is now it can be X, then it can keep on going to the very next non-X character again. So now it should be R, which means that now this R is there, so which means that this R should be smaller than this R, because then this can jump to the right hand side and come to this position. And then if both of these conditions are satisfied and both of them got out of the loop, then you have a string that you can make it, else you cannot. So that's the complete logic for this particular problem. I hope you understand the logic. So let's move on to the code part now. So as you can see, I have I and j and an m. I will keep on doing a while loop until any one of them goes out of bound. I will first keep on doing a while loop for I and j. So for I, it is on the first string. If it is x, keep on jumping because I just want to skip x's. For j, I want to keep on skipping for the next string result string also. If it is x, keep on skipping. If now I just now land upon a non-x character, if they're not same, it is false because it should be same. Now if it is same and it is L, if I is less than j, then it is bad because I should be greater than j. I on the string that I have and j is the string that I want to convert to, L should always be on the more right hand side. If it is more on the left hand side, it is false. Vice versa goes to R. And if it is, if the opposite happens, return false. It's just like a quick if you got a wrong condition, quick exit of a function so that I directly don't do over you can say operations. Just that it is a bad condition, so just break out. It's a false. If it is not, then both I and j should be increased so that I will now again do while loops to find out and skip the x's, go to another the non-x characters and just check it again. If I just got out of it, it should be true because I have gone the very end of all of them. And that's the complete logical code part for this particular problem. If you can see, I'm either doing a lot of while loops, but these are actually doing the main conditions. These are just, these I and j are actually iterating over this whole string once, both of them. So which means that it should be O of 2n, or maybe you can say O of n plus m, which is eventually turns out to be O of n, and it's a linear time complexity problem. And that's it. If you doesn't understand the problem or if you have doubts, please mention in the comment box for this particular video. I will see you in the next one. Take coding and bye.